Hi everyone. So this is my week 2 video for our class. You probably noticed my Christmas tree in the background. My kids were pretty excited to get decorating for Christmas, so we've got it up a little earlier than usual, but it's there. As you can tell, I'm doing some of these videos at home, so you might see some of the things in my house around me. Anyways, I just wanted to just give a little bit of some feedback on what happened in week 1 and just some questions that have come up, and then we'll kind of talk about some things for week 2. So for the journals, I've had a few people ask questions about like, oh, I'm submitting this and it's blank, and that's totally fine. The expectations for the reflective journals are that you should have 10 entries done by the end of the course, so actually into April. So you can decide when you want to post, what you want to post. It's entirely up to you. You just have to have 10 entries completed by the time the course is completed. I just want to make sure to remind you that you know that this is a reflective journal. It's not a diary. You shouldn't just be writing about things that you're doing. That can be a good place to start if you do want to talk about maybe things that are happening in classes or things that are happening in your professional life. But just making sure you realize that it is a reflective journal. So if you're using maybe that Gibbs reflective cycle, or if you have some other questions, I know some of you commented that you've done quite a bit of reflection in your other program before you came here. So whatever has been working for you, but just making sure that it is kind of a reflection on things that are happening, maybe taking some different scenarios, experiences that have happened in your life, and you're really reflecting and kind of taking them apart, dissecting them, figuring out what worked, what didn't, that kind of thing, and not just talking about the event itself. So yeah, Gibbs reflective cycle, those suggested questions that I gave you, or whatever's been working for you in the past, just making sure it's more of a reflection. The week 1 forum, it was a good start. Thanks to those who participated. Some of you really got in there and were kind of digging, asking more questions. That's what I really recommend that you do. So when I do ask you to reply to somebody else's post, it's not just oh, I agree, that was really good, I liked what you said. Try to maybe ask some questions. You're trying to kind of further prompt more discussion. You're maybe trying to pull a little bit more out of the person who put their original post. So trying to kind of get a little deeper, dig a little deeper into what they said, rather than just saying, oh, I liked what you put. So moving into week 2. So week 2 now is practicing writing your own personal competencies. So a big part of this is you have to start with identifying what you already can do, so that when we move into planning for your directed field study, you have a good foundation, a good knowledge of what skills do I already have, so then I can figure out what skills I want to gain in my directed field study. So yeah, so you're going to have to do a lot of identification of the things that you already can do. So the forum is a good place to practice using. We're going to use that general format with the verb that describes what you can do, and how well you can do it. Kind of what's the rigor, what's the ability you have with that skill. And so it's practicing with that format. So it's all laid out for you in the module. You can see all the instructions are there. In the forum, it's a place for you to practice and then to give and receive helpful feedback. So if you notice somebody is maybe not quite using the right format, or maybe you have a different suggestion for a verb that they could use, definitely please provide constructive, helpful feedback. That's the place for it. So I'm asking that you post your own list by Thursday and you're replying by Sunday. And some of you have asked if like, oh, what if I miss the Thursday? And it's not a hard and fast cutoff. It's more just so that we see the original posts are in by the beginning of the week, and then we can do the replies by the end of the week. If everybody's posting their original posts on Sunday, it's just hard to get in and do the replies by then. So that's just kind of my request, is that if we can do the original posts at the beginning of the week and then do the replies in the second half of the week. And remember, with the forum, with the practice, it's something that's more of a hobby or like a daily activity, not to be focusing on any workplace skills, because that's what you'll be doing in the assignment. So which is not due until December 16th, so you have some time. So I'm trying to kind of introduce these assignments, you've probably noticed, well in advance. I know you're busy with a lot of other classes. This class is running on top of everything else. So I'm hoping you can do some good time management. That's one of those skills that we saw in the article from last week. So with the assignment, this one is now specifically work or volunteer, so actual skills that you have that you would maybe be using, say, on a resume or talking to an employer about, things that are good, valuable skills to have. So you're focusing on one general area of competency, and then you're giving us or giving me more details about that competency that you have. So use what you're learning and practicing in the discussion forum, and then you'll apply that then into the assignment. So I won't get into a lot of the specific details, all the instructions are there, but please contact me if you have any questions about that, and that is to be handed in by December 16th. So I think that kind of covers everything for the week. Please let me know if you have any questions or concerns. You know where to email me or post in that general discussion forum. If it's more course related, if you want to post it in there, and then everybody else can see the answers. But if it is something more private, definitely please just send me off an email. So I think that will wrap up this week's video, and I'll see you again next week.